Hey everybody, it's Josh in editing once again, and I just wanted to let you know that we do have some bonus content at the end of this episode, so stick around at the end. We don't have quite as much as last week, but we do have a little bit for you, so stick around to hear us just being stupid and having a good time, and in the meantime, enjoy this episode on Splendor and Misery by Clipping and the social network. Enjoy!
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast.
Welcome back, it's good to have you.
The podcast is called, if you don't know already, I'm a little concerned for you.
You did click on the video titled and the channel title, which are the name of it.
Which are
So,
the...
I'm not going to tell you what it is at this point, but like you should
Figure
figure it out.
Figure it fucking out, dude. I'm not helping you anymore. I'm not holding your fucking hand. You're a big boy. You're a big boy. You have your big boy pants on?
You need to let it go. The accident was 3 years ago.
Anyways, this is one for the other. It's podcast number two. Yep. I had to tell him. I just felt too bad. This is one for the other. It's two assholes talk about movies and music. Last week, we recommended a record and a movie for us both to watch, and now, during this time, we will give our thoughts on it. So Josh had the responsibility of recommending the record for last week. What did you recommend?
Last week, I went with an album that I've had a lot of experience with. It was something I found from a YouTube video talking about what this album's about, because it is a concept album, and I've since super enjoyed it. And so I thought we would bring it up. I actually was thinking of it because the group is called Clipping. They put out a track on Juneteenth when Bandcamp was doing stuff to support the NAACP. And part of it kind of has been surfacing on TikTok, so it made me think of them, and I was like, I fucking love that record, so I want to talk about it. The record in question is their 2016 release, Splendor and Misery. It is, like I said, it's a concept album, and I wanted to do something different this episode a little bit, because we're very freeform. Obviously, we don't really plan any of this. We take some notes, but we don't really know what's going to happen once we press record. I wanted to do something because this is a concept album. I wanted to play a game with you, Lane, and I want to go through the album track by track, and I want you to tell me what's happening in the story of it.
No.
So I'll say the track, and then you tell me what's happening, and I'm not going to tell you if you're right or wrong until the very end.
This is fucked. I didn't take any notes about what it's about. Well, I kind of did, but it was just like, I like that it's about something. I just took notes on, oh, this sounds good, or this sounds bad, or like it's a record and not, okay, let's go.
So this will be fun. And this will be a way to see how well it conveys the story of the album, because that's part of a concept album, so
All
it
right.
counts.
All
right, so first track, Long Way Away intro.
Okay. So it's like the people who are hunting the protagonist, or no.
Good start.
Terrible. The people who are hunting the protagonist, they are sending a warning to the ship where the protagonist is on, I think, and they're telling the aliens or the people who are driving the ship and are transporting these space slaves, or just this one space slave, I'm not really entirely sure, like the precautions they should take in order to prevent bad thing. He also, okay, disclaimer for this first track, he talks really fucking fast, and it's intentional and kind of provides this really paranoid feeling, and I really liked it, but it doesn't do a lot for comprehension, because I have slow brain and smooth brain. So, okay, explain to me what it is, because I know I got it wrong.
Well, we'll do all of them, and I'll tell you about it after.
All right.
Okay, second track is The Breach.
The Breach. I don't know. Is that just when he kills the... Oh, wait. Yeah, okay. That's when... It's only a minute long. So that's when... what is it? Cargo 2331 takes control of the ship, and the AI computer is like, yo, frig off. I'm in love with this cargo man.
All right, and then third track, All Black.
Okay, that one I don't remember. All Black. Is it just the protagonist talking about the people who are chasing them and how he's not gonna get caught? Because that's kind of the refrain. It's like all black, all black. I'm not gonna get blah, 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 whatever.
All right, and then fourth track, Interlude 1, Freestyle.
This one, the protagonist is freestyling to himself, but kind of to like the sounds of the ship, and he's like vibing.
All right, and then fifth track, Wake Up.
Wake Up is that's when he's preparing to go into hyper sleep, right? Yeah, that's when he's preparing to go into hyper speed, and then he's putting himself to sleep so he don't die or something.
All right, I like how you keep saying right as if I'm going to answer your question.
Well, I'm kind of talking to myself.
Okay, sixth track, Long Way Away.
So that's when he tries to get like he's going crazy. Like that's kind of the start of it. I don't fucking know.
Seventh track, Interlude 2, Numbers.
This one I do kind of remember because I was reading the Genius thing on it and it was pretty fucking cool. It was like a bunch of NATO. It's like it spells something out and then you have to decode it, and it says the name of either a doctor that's referenced later in the record or earlier in the record, or a slave in the Underground Railroad or something, according to Genius whatever.
All right, and then eighth track, True Believer.
I don't remember a True Believer. Is that the computer talking to him and he's like, dog, chill the F out?
And then ninth track, Long Way Away, Instrumental.
Yeah, it's instrumental.
All right, simple, to the point. 10th track, Air 'Em Out.
This is my favorite track on the record. I think it's the protagonist spitting straight bars. That's it. It's kind of like Interlude 1.
Just bars. All right, and then Interlude 3, Freestyle.
He's spitting bars still. He will not stop spitting bars.
Just constant bars. All
yes.
right. Song 12, Break the Glass.
Break the Glass is when he's actually losing it and the AI won't talk to him or something. And he's about to like either break shit in the ship or he's like going to break a window. He's like trying to get the attention of the computer.
All right. And then Story 5, the 13th track.
Story 5 is a continuation from previous clipping records. So before they had an EP and an LP, I think. I can't remember. But they had Story 1 and Story 2, and then when this record came out, this is Story 5. So it's like in the future, and it's kind of making a gap between 2 and 5 so that the audience, the listener kind of has to fill in the gaps of Story 3 and 4, which I think are on later clipping records.
All right, and then track 14, Baby Don't Sleep.
I'm gonna be real. The last two went right over my head. I don't know. Oh well, okay. Baby Don't Sleep. Don't know. A Better Place is the robot talking about life and shit.
All right, so that's how the record ends, with the robot talking about life and shit.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, I first experienced this record from a video talking about the story, and I've since like rewatched it and have picked up on stuff. So, I mean, you were like halfway there, so not too bad. The intro is really just an intro to the record. It's not really much, just kind of setting up a lot of the sound, I would say. The breach is the little bit of glimpse we see before the uprising.
Okay.
It's the computer rapping is what that is. That's the
I had those confused. Okay, the intro, because
Yeah.
the breach is when he's talking really fast.
Yeah, the breach is when he just goes hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and he is describing one of the slaves getting up and starting to open the doors, and he says that all this is going on. And then it ends with just a bunch of noise as
Yeah.
the fighting ensues. Just kind of cuts out, and we come back with All Black, where we are again from the computer's perspective. And at first, I guess the computer doesn't have a gender, but they're just like seeing what Cargo 2331 is doing, and at first they are very much like, hey, that's not supposed to be right. And we do see over the course of the 6 minutes, it kind of turns into like, I actually care about this person, and just his mental state and him not doing anything. He's shouting into the all black everything, which references the slave himself. He is all black, and his culture, all black everything of space, the depths of space, hurtling further than ever before into the all black everything, and also just the emptiness of the ship. He shouts back, waiting for his return for the all
Oh
black
yeah,
everything.
that's the hook. Okay.
Yeah.
All black everything. Yeah. Okay. Now I remember.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And then the freestyle, you got that. It's totally just him freestyling to himself. I mean, it's mentioned in All Black where he just kind of raps to himself. There's a line where he says rapping to himself until his vocal cords collapse. Like, this is the only thing he does really to pass the time.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, Wake Up is kind of like, he's going in and out of hypersleep a lot because
Okay.
he's a runaway slave. Like,
Yeah.
he's just kind of jumping to places and maybe pit calling to stop for help, but not much. He's not doing a lot. So it's like, hey, baby boy, wake up. You got to be okay. And then we get into the middle of the album, and it really goes more into, I mean, you can kind of see it as just his thoughts, the Cargo 2331's thoughts while he's in hypersleep and kind of what's going through his mind. I see Long Way Away as just kind of him reflecting on his past and like a lot of the songs. I mean, part of this album, besides the hip hop that's really cool, is the bringing in of like slave songs and stuff like that. And you see that, especially with this track and Story 5 as well. So it's just kind of something that is probably sung a lot on the ship, and it's kind of talking about where they went. It's a long way away, and pray that your children do not sing this song and all. And then Numbers, yeah, I mean, I looked at the Genius 2 for it, and I was super fucking cool. I'd never looked at that before. I'd just been like, that probably means something. Amy Clark is the name, which is referenced in Air 'Em Out, and was a slave in the Underground Railroad. And then, True Believer is another one of those kind of just like parts from his past, something that he's thought about a bit, and it's just like using faith, I think, to get through it. Of like, I'm a true believer. Hopefully, I'll be going home soon. I won't be stuck doing this forever. Then the instrumental, and then I think honestly, Air 'Em Out is part of where the revolution comes from. Of it's like, should have made the noose tighter. I slipped through the noose. I'm alive, and it spits the bars, freestyle again, and then Break the Glass. You nailed it right on the head. He's frustrated with results. Just starts destroying the computer and just starts breaking shit to wake the computer up. And I think he then passes out again for Story 5. I didn't actually know about the previous ones, but I mean. It's a very gospel song, and references kind of the war being fought. So it's very much, it feels like the Grace, which could be like not a bastardization, but a new look take on like Amazing Grace, and just kind of like her as a figurehead for this movement for all these slaves, as just like someone to look up to. And then Baby Don't Sleep is back again from the computer, kind of being like, you gotta do something. You can't just go through hypersleep forever. Your body is falling apart. It's Baby Don't Sleep too much, of like something's got to happen. And then it concludes with A Better Place, where he's just kind of making up his mind. This will be my final jump. There's got to be somewhere where I can be happy, a better place to be. So yeah, I mean, you, like I said, you pretty much got it. I think it is difficult when it goes into just kind of where he comes from and a lot of that. It's hard to see that, so I don't blame you for any of that.
Yeah.
And well, with that out of the way, let's talk a little bit.
All right. So this record is heavily narrative based, and me, I'm a big progressive rock guy, so this definitely hit me in my good spot. I like that a lot, and I
Right
like
in the
how
G spot.
right in my pee hole.
Is that where your G spot is? The P?
Yeah, that's where everybody's is, right?
I don't know. I've never actually orgasmed.
You don't sound, bro. Anyways, I thought that the narrative it was based around is really, really captivating and really different and unique and weird and cool. And the sounds on this record definitely reflect that. And like some of the beats on this record are like fucking crazy. Like, and yeah, you can definitely hear the harsh noise influence on a lot of these tracks.
Oh yeah.
They sound so robotic and industrial and paranoid. Like, I don't know how they got a fucking rap beat to sound like you're tweaking, but it does. Like you're tweaking in space. Like that's this whole record, and it's super cool. I think that the diversity, like Daveed Diggs as the main MC, holy fuck, he is amazing. I don't know how much the other two had on, or how much of an influence they had on the writing of the record. It might have just all been Daveed, but like the writing and the technicality rhythmically of his bars and how he says it and how different it is from track to track is super impressive. Oh man, I don't know how someone could talk that fast. It's fucked up.
Especially on the Breach. That is, it's like in DNA off Damn, in that like last like verse where he just like goes off and just fucking insane. That's very much what the Breach feels like, where it's just like, I'm not stopping for anything. I'm just going right now, and it's
fucking
insane.
cool.
And yeah, the way every track, it feels like he's in a different like meter, and he's fucking using different things, and yeah, the noise like influence with what you said, the industrial really creates that atmosphere just amazingly. So I've really enjoyed that, and I think what you said about the writing is great. I think there's so many great moments and lines on this record that stand out, like tons of them. In True Believer, is it really True Believer? I didn't think it was. I guess I'm stupid. There's one line that I really, really like, where he's talking about the creation myths that his like, I guess his people, I don't know. It's really hard to tell if it sounds like they were on a different planet rather than continent in terms of like real world history. So
Yeah.
that's kind of how it feels like. But it feels like with their thing, he's talking about the creation myths, and he's talking about the creation of man. And there's a line that says, "The white one in the image of a sickly god would get his dues." That one's amazing. Air 'em out just has a million, like every other line is insane. Stuff like Boom go to guns. Like higher than these motherfuckers claiming it's they purpose. So many good things. Like you could, every part of that, definitely, like you said, my favorite track on this. And you know, all that they do with numbers, it's so fucking great. All the different stuff they do with like all the, oh, and then another one I had from All Black: "This level be defended at all costs, do not fuck with it."
Yeah, I love that. Isn't that the last line of the song too?
I think
I could be
I'm
wrong,
not
but
sure. I think it might be.
I do distinctly remember that line. That one got me. That was like, do not fuck with it.
So fucking good.
Yeah, man. So like there's a lot. So this record has so many cool ideas and executes them like super fucking well. But there are like a few sections of the narrative and the story that I would really like to see fleshed out, like even in like a part 2 or something. Like maybe more about Cargo 2331's like heritage and where he came from and how he got in this situation, and then like about the AI of the ship and how it kind of developed this consciousness and, you know, feelings for Cargo 2331. And, you know, it's kind of a relatively short record for how much content there is. Like it's 37 minutes long. So I think this definitely could have easily been an hour long, and I still would have enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, one of my notes is like, this needs some kind of adaptation into visual media. Totally. I would love to see that. And yeah, expanding, especially that, you know, where he came from, because they touch on it a bit with like the war they fought and like women shooting their guns, men defending their shores. I would love to see or hear just more about that and kind of that struggle and how it went from, you know, a war to being slaves, and is that a continual thing? Are they prisoners of war, or is this just kind of their society now? And even seeing that progress to like where we are today, but in terms of this universe, what does that look like now? What is obviously slavery is now outlawed for the most part, except for in prisons, but like what is how did that work? How does all that what was the space civil war? You know?
Star Wars.
Star Wars. And I mean, but they don't. I don't know. It's also interesting because there's so much references to stuff in real life, especially in All Black. There's the line of he's so vain he thinks the song is about him, and he quotes Kendrick's Control verse. So it's I don't. It could even be a thing of like this happens in modern times where we discover another planet or something, and all of a sudden it goes out. I think something that's really cool also they touch on it's really hard to pick up on. I saw it in that video I first saw, but they talk about using human life as a form of currency.
Yeah.
And like there's just a couple lines. I think it's in Air 'Em Out or True Believer or something, but it's like that's so interesting to think of like in like the time of someone being alive as like their worth and all that. So
Definitely
fucking crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all I really. Oh well, okay. I wanted to talk about the last track for a second. I think that this is a really small thing that doesn't really make the record any better or worse, but the organ sound that they use gets really old.
Oh, I hate that sound.
It's not a good sample, not a good sound, and maybe that's intentional. I don't know, but that sound and then the hook, it's in a different meter. It goes from 4/4 to I think either 5/4 or 7/4. It's an awkward transition, but so I appreciate them trying it, but it doesn't fit. It doesn't work.
Yeah, I feel like they were trying to go for like a more hopeful thing since the whole record is like, oh fuck, shit's fucked. But they were maybe trying to be like, look, it's different. I maybe have some hope of like there's a better place out there somewhere. But yeah, like you said, I mean, every time I've listened to that, I've just been like, that sucks. Bring back the
yeah. But I really like the verses. The verses are really, really cool.
Yeah. That's the track where the album title comes up, Splendor and Misery. And I thought that was really interesting. He misses just being a human being and not cargo. Yeah.
So very, very fucking...
Yeah. Let me see. What else
thought-provoking.
Oh, something else with the narrative stuff. The multiple different points of tension that they use. Like, it's not just, oh, I'm a runaway slave, people are after me. It's, I'm a runaway slave, I am hurtling. I don't know where I'm going. I don't really have a place to go. And this is destructive to my body. And so there's so much going on that it really is able to keep the tension without repeating anything as well.
And I like how they break it up too. You get a break with like Long Way Away, and you get a break after you get a break after really intense moments, which is very, very well placed and kind of needed.
Yeah, definitely.
I think Long Way Away and Story 5 are essential in keeping the pacing not tolerable, but like I guess tolerable.
Yeah.
Because some people could be really turned off by constant, insane fucking bars and distortion and robotic fucking 9 Inch Nails beats or whatever.
Yeah, and I mean, it's like what we said about Uncut Gems, where it's like this breaks it up. This makes me want to be able to listen to it more.
Definitely.
Well, I was gonna say something. What was it? I don't remember. Help. Send help. Oh, I was gonna say it also helps to provide. It creates a good balance between the hip hop and the more like gospel side. I said on Story 5. This is how you combine gospel and hip hop. Okay, take notes, Kanye West. All right.
No, I definitely agree. Those are very, very well done moments.
Yeah. One thing that stood out to me that didn't like. There's a line in All Black where he says, "Ritual of some sorts." He insists on speaking passages before he eats. That didn't make sense to me. Like, this is a very intelligent computer. It recognizes what he's doing. and knows Kendrick's Control verse enough
Yeah.
to know when he's quoting it, but he doesn't understand speaking prayer before
Yeah.
he references a Bible. He rolls with a Bible on a console, inconsolable, like that.
Oh yeah, I didn't pick that up. That's funny.
But you don't know how, you don't understand praying before he eats, but you can develop love.
Yeah, that is weird. He's robot.
Robot can love but cannot pray.
Eat love. Mm-mm. No pray.
Checkmate, atheists.
Checkmate, moms.
All right. That's all I have.
Cool. Let's rate this bitch.
Let's do it. Since I recommended it, I'll start. I'm giving this album a 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. I'm gonna give it a. I think I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Cause okay, I really really liked listening to this, like critically, but I don't think I can find myself in a situation where I put this on in the background and chill. You know?
Yeah.
Like this is a very involved piece of music. That's not a bad thing, but it is kind of a bad thing in some contexts in how I listen to music, you know.
Yeah. That's fair.
So yeah, 8 out of 10. Very very good record.
Yeah, we recommend. And go listen to it and see. And if you listen to it and you like the sound, I would recommend the video from Polyphonic. If you can I know Lane doesn't like his Canadian fucking voice, but
Sounds like chills.
if you can stand that, I would definitely do that. It helps me kind of understand a bit of what's happening a bit more, and is really interesting. And actually, he mentions this album won a Hugo Award, which is a poetry award. So that's kind of neat.
We'll put it in the description if you want to watch it.
We will?
Yeah. We will.
Okay, Tony,
Tony, put it in the description.
put in. There you go.
So in terms of the tier list, I think this goes below Johnny Cash, but above.
Leanne the Havas.
Yes.
I'm okay with that.
That work?
Yeah, that's cool.
Cool, man. All right, well, let's move on to the dang old freaking movie we watched.
Let's do it.
So, I recommended one of my favorite movies ever. The Social Network, the 2010 movie directed by David Fincher, fucking executive produced by Kevin Spacey.
Yes.
I didn't know that until I watched it for this podcast. I was like, oh no.
It's okay. There's no 14-year-olds in this movie.
I don't. Yeah. No, they're not. And the screenplay is by Aaron Sorkin of West Wing fame.
Yeah.
So freaking, what did you think?
This movie was fucking just really engrossing. Like, we both mentioned before we started recording that we didn't have a lot of notes about it, and I think a lot of that just comes down to the fact that, like, I didn't want to stop watching. And like, this movie's only 2 hours, so like pretty average. Nothing too stand out. And I mean, it didn't feel like any time had barely passed. So it was just really engrossing. And I mean, I think the coolest part of it was how they structured the story. Like,
Yeah.
I've talked about it in other podcasts. I guess I'm not really like a writer, like I've written, but I have friends who write way more. Like, they are writers, and I just like to write. But like, story structure and doing interesting stuff with that really, I think, is super cool. And what they did with intercutting between, we're using the lawsuit as a framing device and showing all these moments in the like context of someone saying what happened at like some lawsuit hearing type deal was really fucking cool.
Yeah, it was. Goddamn, it was really cool. It honestly reminded me of The Sopranos and how The Sopranos used the therapy sessions in the same way. Like, I drew a parallel to that, and I think that's probably why I like both of them so much. It's just, you said it perfectly, just how it frames everything. So yeah, this is one of my freaking dang old freaking favorite movies. Let's just look at the first scene in the entire movie. They're at a bar. Mark Zuckerberg is talking to his girlfriend at the time, Erica, right? Yeah, Erica Albright. And holy fucking shit. It sets up Mark Zuckerberg's character perfectly, just as a mega complete douchebag concerned with his image and how he's perceived by other people. And it also perfectly sets up the inciting action to the plot, you know?
Yeah.
She breaks up with him, he goes to make fucking Facebook. And it's like a 5-minute fucking scene, and it's like so dense with great, oh god, I can't, it's so good. Just how they like talk, they have like two different conversations at the same time. Like they're talking about rowing crew, and they're talking about the finals clubs or whatever, and they like the wires cross, and they get confused and angry at each other, and you know, they're like, I think she says at one point in that conversation, she's like, I can't tell, sometimes you say two things at once. And it's like fucking self-aware screenwriting, and it's super fucking cool, and the way that it's delivered is super Aaron Sorkin. And goddamn, I guess I need to watch West Wing if that's how this. Aaron Sorkin is a fucking genius. So yeah, that scene, I can't get enough of that scene. The score is fucking awesome. Trent Reznor of Nine Inch Nails did the score, and it's fucking sick. The sound design is awesome. You know, when they're in a bar or they're at a party, it actually sounds like they're at a fucking party, and you can't hear anything, and the characters can't hear anything, and they're trying to like talk over each other and talk over the noise of the party, which a lot of fucking movies don't do. And it's little things like that make it, that pushes it to like masterpiece. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that first scene is insane. It just sets up so much, like you said, with the wire crossing and his personality and all of that. And fucking, I mean, the delivery, like you said, is amazing. All of the actors in this movie absolutely did kill it.
Yeah.
Jesse Eisenberg is such an amazing Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And fucking, I mean, Andrew Garfield is great. Justin Timberlake is in this movie for some reason.
Yeah.
And he does good. The girl who played Erica is great. Especially when she like comes back in that second scene at the bar club or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was like, great.
And what you said about sound design, like I've watched the club scene when he's with Justin Timberlake in the one club. Like, we've watched that scene in class to talk about sound design, and we've watched the scene where Andrew Garfield is like, I'm not coming back for 30%. I'm coming back for everything. We've watched that in a class. Like, this movie is great and does
it's
so
literally
much
textbook,
well.
man. That's awesome. I didn't know that. That's so cool. God damn. And oh my god, we need to talk about that scene too. That confrontation they have at the end. Holy fuck. Andrew Garfield is so good.
Yeah.
When he has something to work with, when he has a good script and a good director, like, he is amazing. But when some fucking assholes yelling at him to be Spider-Man, he doesn't know how to do it. But yeah, oh my god. And the directing during that scene where it pans from his feet, like he bursts out of that office and it starts at his feet, and then it slowly pans up to his face and it follows him, and he like smashes the fucking computer, and it's and Justin Timberlake's being a fucking bitch. That's his whole character. He's just being a fucking bitch.
Yeah. Well, and then he ends that scene. He walks out. He's like, I like standing next to you, Sean. Makes me feel strong.
Yeah. Oh, that line literally gave me goosebumps. I don't know what it was. It was just like, whoa, get fucked, Justin Timberlake.
And then it all culminates to a Beatles song. And it, dude, that scene put that whole song like into perspective for me. Like, right? I enjoy that song more now after watching that scene.
God, what a good. You don't hear the Beatles in a lot of soundtracks ever. So it was really surprising to hear a Beatles track as like the credit song. Like, they played the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man. Yeah. This fucking movie, man.
This movie makes me fuck.
This... Yeah, it's just, oh man, I just love the pettiness and the passive aggression that they use in the script, because they're all fucking geniuses because they all go to Harvard, and it sometimes it's like it's so intellectual, like it goes over my head.
Mm-hmm.
It's very dense with, you know, subtext and what they don't say, you know.
Yeah.
Like they're saying one thing and they're meaning another. Exactly what they say in the first scene.
Absolutely.
Oh man. I don't know. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, this is
I don't really
a great
nothing
fucking
else.
movie. I think we should just rate it.
Let's fucking do it.
This is a 10 out of 10 for me. Sue me.
I'm gonna sue you for everything.
I'm not coming back.
I'm gonna agree with you. I don't know. I couldn't think of a reason to mark it down. Like, there's just so much that, and even we said, like, the subtext, the views that Zuckerberg clearly has towards women is really accurately portrayed in not what he says, and just kind of the way he talks, where it's like,
Yeah.
he actively talks down to, like, Andrew Garfield and Sean Parker and all them. But, like, just the way where he's talking, like, in that first scene, too, where he's like, well, you'll never, like, be that great. God. Yeah.
Like, yeah, you go to BU or whatever. Yeah, that, oh, man. Fuck. Shit.
All
Well,
right.
shit, dude. We have 2 unanimous 10 out of 10s
We
on
do.
our list.
So I guess we're putting this below Green Room then.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
going last.
We're gonna put this over Blue as the warmest color, actually, just right on top.
So, okay, which is a better movie?
I would say
Good, the
this
Bad, and the
one.
Ugly.
Honestly,
Would you say this
I would
one?
put this above Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, because it's not like there's no weird things about it. Like, I enjoyed it, and like, obviously, the Zuckerberg has really weird views, but it's not really trying to paint him as a good guy. There's not a lot of it that's like
He's a mega asshole. The whole movie. And I think the reason we enjoyed The Good, the Bad, the Ugly is for different reasons. It's more like an enjoyable experience with all the flaws, you know? Like, the flaws make it better. But in this movie, there are no flaws. Like, it's kind of a technical masterpiece.
It's kind of
So, I think I agree.
All right.
Put it up there. Move every movie.
God damn it.
That is funny. Shit, dude. You know what? Next episode, we could probably start sorting this shit. It's getting up there.
Because this will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
11. Or should we wait until 15?
I don't. What it's usually what S A B C. That's
SABC,
4.
yeah.
So if it was like 1, 3, that's 4. 6, 5, that's 9. That would put 2 in overflow. Or I guess that would put 3 in overflow because we'd have 12. I don't know.
Let's wait until 15.
I'll wait. We'll wait until
15. Okay. So, I have the record this week. You have the movie. What movie did you have?
We do the records first.
Okay, you're right.
That's how we've literally always done it.
Just because I have no brain don't mean you call me dumbhead. Okay.
Hey, did you know that we always talk about the record first, so we should do the record recommendation first? Recommendation?
I will disembowel you.
You can fucking try.
Okay, so the record we're listening to next week, next week, is the 1967 record, The Velvet Underground and Nico.
Okay.
The Nanner one. I don't know a lot about this record, and I think that I should.
Yeah, that's
I think
good.
we both should.
Well, I've listened to this a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Have you?
I have. It's on my playlist. So
I don't... Yeah.
Yeah, well, now I'm changing my mind.
Now we're listening to Trout Mask Replica. Just kidding. I don't want to put both of us through that. So yeah, that's what we're listening to, motherfucker.
Okay, then. motherfucker. The fucking movie for us two motherfuckers to watch is gonna be I don't know when it came out. I'm not looking it up. That's gonna take too long. But we're gonna watch Zodiac.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I think it's 2009.
2000XX.
2000XX?
Yeah, it came out never. But also sometime. After
You'll never
99, but before 3000. So
Yeah. Figure it out.
maybe it hasn't come out yet. Who knows?
Who knows?
I
No,
don't
yeah,
know.
that's a good pick. I haven't watched that one.
Cool.
But I've
Me
heard
neither.
very good things.
Yeah,
Cool,
it's been
man.
something I wanted to watch for a while. And when my previous picks didn't fucking work out that I've been planning for like 2 weeks, I had to go with this. This shit. So I'll be watching this movie thinking about how it's not what I wanted to watch the whole time. I won't. Maybe a little. But not. And on that note, we're going to end this episode. So thank you so much for tuning in and listening to us talk incorrectly about stuff for so long and say all this stuff. Make sure to leave a like, smash that MF like button, and subscribe to us. Tune in every Monday at 9:30 Mountain Standard to see the new episodes. And I mean, they're not really going anywhere, so you can kind of tune in whenever. But that's how you
have
see
to
it
tune in.
first.
You have to. All your friends are going to be talking about it, and
They're
you're
gonna
not
spoil
know
it.
what the you're not going to know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah,
You're going to look like a fucking idiot.
they'll be
okay.
like when he messed up the fifth track, and you're gonna be like, what? He did what?
And then they all start laughing at you, and you piss your pants and die.
And then you then you become a lesbian in French.
And then you dye your hair blue.
And then you open your mouth and you can't close it.
You can't close it. It's fucking sewn open.
But yeah, thanks for watching. Tune in next week. Follow us on Instagram at onefortheother.podcast.
Go listen to Velvet Underground, Nano Record, and watch Zodiac. And
watch Zodiac.
Give us some freaking suggestions. We're running dry, people.
Yeah, my shit is dry as
I am so
like-
flaccid over here.
it's like as dry as like if you had a cup of water but you didn't have any water in it.
This is really dry.
Like that, like it could be wet because you guys could send us suggestions. You could fill us up with some water, give us that yummy juice. But it's dry right now, so that's kind of the problem.
Yep.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody. No, yeah, it will.
Yeah. No, yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah.
No, yeah. No.
Yeah.
All right.
This is the best podcast ever.
I know. I
I do know.
I am epic. It is me and epic. Epic me is me. Epic me. Epic is epic.
Blame it on my big PP, baby.
Stop making me giggle. That's too good. Don't worry, guys. I have emphysema. It's what's the
Contagious.
word? It's terminal. So
And contagious.
and contagious. Terminally contagious.
Conterminal, as they say in the medical field.
Colloquially. Try to say that word right fucking now.
Colloquially. You seen that fucking post? It's like some Reddit thread. It was like, what's the hardest thing you've had to say? And it was like, I had to call my sister and tell her my dad died in a car accident. And the person under that just says Worcestershire.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Oh my god. Worcestershire. Worcestershire sauce. Red pill, blue pill, Morpheus, Morrises. Sea sail by the seashore of Houston.